My name is Erin Katz. I'm the 9 Media Lab manager for KCTS9, which is the local PBS station. And I am one of the coordinators of the Bumbershoot Creative Core. The Bumbershoot Creative Core is a partnership between KCTS and OneReel. It's our second year of doing this program, and we have brought together 70 youth from multiple programs throughout the city who are having the opportunity to shoot and interview artists as part of Bumbershoot. And it's a great partnership. They're out today. They're walking behind me as we speak, interviewing musicians and visual artists and vendors and the crowd and the zombie attack, and cutting together short stories about what Bumbershoot is all about. So we have around 10 crews go out throughout the course of the day, and they're working with mentors who are professionals in the field, being paired up, and they're sent out to assignments throughout Bumbershoot. So some of them are, interviewing musicians backstage and shooting a little bit of their shows. Some of them are telling the stories of the vendors who come every year. Some of them are telling the stories of the Bumber buddies who come and sit in front of the mural for 3 days straight and listen to music. They're all given various assignments that they need to cover in 5-hour shifts, and then they come back and they work in the KCTS's 9 Media Lab to organize their footage. All that footage from the weekend is going to be cut together into several short pieces that tell the story of the arts and culture that's part of Bumbershoot. And those will be cut together throughout the course of the year. We have partnerships with the Center School, Franklin High School, Nathan Hale High School, and we have students participating from other schools and groups all over the region. But those schools in particular are going to take footage back and work with them in their film programs as well throughout the course of the year. So it's an ongoing partnership. A lot of the students have previous film experience, so they came to us through several video and film programs throughout the area, or have already participated in a 9 Media Lab program at KCTS. And they also just completed a 2-day intensive training where they learned about what the stories are that we're trying to tell, how to use the equipment, how to get a good interview with an artist, how to cover the visual story of the festival over the course of days, and how to work with the editing software. I mean, students, they're working the festival, they're volunteering for KCTS and OneReel, so they can get community service hours if they need them, which is a graduation requirement. But really, they're getting an incredible real-world working experience of covering a real event, and that footage is going to all end up on the OneReel website, on the KCTS website. So they're really working in a professional environment, which is something that is a really unique experience for kids. And for the kids who are going on to the film programs, they're getting something for their reel as well as they work towards a career in video and film. So right now, in terms of mentors, I mean, we have a range of people. We have students who are actually graduated from some of the college video and film programs in the area who come in and work with students. We have a lot of people who are working as professional shooters, cinematographers. We have KCTS staff who are going out with them. We've got professional editors coming in. So there's a whole range of people, but they're coming from industry with skills in shooting. We have a lot of people who've worked music festivals in particular before, told stories about musicians, so they have real firsthand experience of shooting backstage, shooting artists, interviewing artists, which is really unique and special, I think, for the students to have that close of a connection with people who are working in the field. So I manage the 9 Media Lab, which is a brand new project of KCTS, which is grassroots documentary storytelling. And we do that in a variety of ways. This is one of the ways that we do it, which is we teach classes about digital storytelling and shooting skills to youth and adults. We use and broadcast through our 9 Media Lab website that's part of KCTS. We also do a project where we go out and we give people the opportunity to sit in front of a camera and tell us the stories that are impactful to them about their lives and their personal experience. And we work with teachers, training them about how to incorporate visual media into their classroom. So Bumbershoot is one of the projects that we're doing right now as part of that program. And OneReel has also made that commitment as part of Bumbershoot to have the opportunity for youth to come in, learn how to shoot shows, get the training, and then have that real world experience throughout the years. But digital storytelling is key. You can be a great shooter, but if you don't have a good story to tell or know how to capture the story, you have a lot of images with nothing. So we first start by talking about what's the story you're trying to tell over the course of the weekend. What we're trying to capture is the story of this this unique local festival through the eyes of everyone from the artists to the Bumber Buddies who come here every year. We're not telling the story of the band's next great release. You know, we're not trying to be Rolling Stone. We're really trying to tell the local story of this festival. So that's the first thing. And then we follow up with, in terms of interviews, what makes a good interview question and how do you get that content? And we go over a lot of interview skills and how to get people to really tell you a story rather than answering heady yes or no questions. And we also talk about how you need to tell the visual story. It's video. So how do you shoot to tell a story, and how do you shoot with editing in mind? You know, what are those moments? Getting in tight, finding those little details, the sweet moment with an artist, you know, after they finish singing where they just look so satisfied with what they did, or the kid with the melting ice cream cone who's running across the fountain lawn. Like, how do you tell the whole visual story through these details and these moments that make it compelling? And how do you shoot something that shows people something they won't see just from standing in the audience today? So we go over all those skills and later talk about how do you actually edit that together into short pieces. We're definitely going to reflect on our process this year and figure out how we're going to do outreach again next year. This year we did it by doing outreach to the video programs that are part of the Seattle Public Schools, but really we have kids coming from Bainbridge, we have some students coming from up north. We might talk about doing a wider application process next year. My suggestion is to go to the Bumbershoot website or to go to the KCTS9/9 Media Lab website in April of next year and see if we're posting information about the application process and what we're doing. I think there's two things that we're doing that are unique for us this year. One is that we're opening it up. Last year was a special project with a sort of a beta test with a small group. We opened it up to a wider participant group this year, which is a really exciting change. We're much more organized about really being strategic. I think last year we went into it trying to cover everything, and it is such a huge and rich festival. It was too much. We had just so much footage. So we're being pretty strategic this year about looking at what are the top stories we want to tell in the visual arts, in the video, in the spoken word and theater. What are the key stories, and really being strategic about our assignments and our groupings. Right now, it is an unfunded project. We did it with the generous support of both KCTS and RAAW, throwing staff resources and equipment behind it, and volunteers, and tons of volunteers. I think it would be great in the future to be able to get some money for it. It just would make us be that much cleaner about being able to offer something really rewarding to the students. So hopefully we can raise a little bit of money towards this project in the future. And I think Bumbershoot has a little thing about how to donate at the back of all of the Bumbershoot Creative Core t-shirts. So they could make a donation either directly through RAAW, or they could make a donation to KCTS and earmark that for the Bumbershoot project and the 9 Media Lab. The reason I do this work for KCTS9 and working on the 9 Media Lab is that I think it's an incredibly exciting experience to give people opportunities who are not the professional filmmakers but have a story they want to tell, to learn those skills and go out there and do it. And Bumbershoot is particularly unique because it's this live music event that's happening right here in Seattle. The excitement of the youth coming back, and the experience they're having, and the energy, and watching them learn to develop their skills is really rewarding for me, and it's worth it. I would strongly encourage people to look for the pieces that are going to come out of this weekend, and you'll be able to find those both at the bumbershoot.org site and the KCTS9.org/9 Media Lab website, and look for the great pieces that are going to come out of the work of the youth that are participating this year.
They're trying to pull the wool over your eyes while you weren't looking. Your dinner was disguised. You won't see it mentioned in the supermarket aisle. It's hiding in the boxes where the GMOs are piled.